This is the story of how Bill Hwang turned millions to billions and then lost all $36 billion in less than a week. It's a story of unbounded greed, deceptive fraud, and a vicious cycle of doom. Stick around, I promise it'll be worth it. Bill was born in South Korea but immigrated to the US when he was young, where he picked up an affinity for the stock market. After graduating from UCLA, he worked at prominent hedge funds, including Tiger Management, where he honed his ability to pick winning stocks, an ability that I'm still working on myself. In 2001, he launched his own fund as an offshoot of Tiger, called Tiger Asia Management. He turned $25 million to $5 billion during the 2000s before hemorrhaging it all during the Great Financial Crisis. He did some shady stuff, and so the regulatory boards of Hong Kong and the US forced him to shut down 11 years ago. Bill was forced to fork over upwards of $100 million as a settlement for market manipulation charges and was banned from trading in Hong Kong for 4 years. But Bill was a true degenerate. This would not stop him. He decided to convert Tiger Asia into a quote-unquote family office, which were less regulated than hedge funds. Now surely the pesky government couldn't stop him this time. He also renamed it to Archegos Capital Management. It was a new beginning, the beginning of the end. As we covered, Bill Hwang was just like your typical Wall Street bets degenerate. The difference is that he actually had some money. Still working on that. If you want to help Omni Capital achieve this, then please like and subscribe. He wanted to leverage his bets to the max, but there's a problem. He already got nuked by the feds for this type of stuff and didn't want that happening again. So how did Bill kill both of those birds with one stone? This is what a total return swap is. By doing this, I essentially magnified both my gains and my losses by 5 times. Since Bill wasn't actually the one holding the stocks in this scenario, his identity and his activity would go under the radar when it came to the authorities, just in case. Bill had another difference versus your average Wall Street bets degenerate, being that he was actually quite good at picking winning stocks. The investing philosophy he used was pretty simple. He bought companies that he believed to be great at prices he believed to be great. One such winning stock was Viacom. It was just one of many stocks that had absolutely pumped to the moon during the insane bull run at the time, helping turn $200 million into $20 billion, which, just so we're clear, is a goddamn 10,000% return. Viacom is up nearly 700% in the 12 months following the initial corona crash, and since Bill owned half the company and is wildly leveraged on it, he reaped immense reward. Life is great for Bill, and it'll stay great forever. According to Bill, all of his investments had been in the name of God, but unfortunately for him, the only debt that Jesus handled was everyone's sins, not 5x leveraged total return swaps. It's March 2021. Concerns about Viacom's overvaluation after an insane rally and a secondary stock sale led to some bearish pressure on the price. The decline itself wasn't too bad, but since Bill was leveraged beyond belief on Viacom, it triggered what I like to call the vicious cycle of doom. The brokers were forced to increase the collateral requirement for their own protection, or in other words, Bill was getting margin called. Because Bill was leveraged, he didn't have the liquidity to actually meet these requirements. Because of this, the brokers forcibly sold his Viacom stock. The sudden and huge blocks of liquidation overwhelmed the market, sending Viacom's price even lower. And as the stock price dropped lower, margin requirements increased, meaning more stock was forced to be liquidated, meaning the price dropped even lower. Other investors, seeing what was going on, began to panic and sold all their stock as well in anticipation of future decline. We're to repeat this vicious cycle until Archegos completely collapses and a whopping $36 billion is blown up. In April 2022, Bill was charged with conspiracy and securities fraud in relation to the collapse. He pleaded not guilty, but was eventually found guilty of 10 of the 11 counts in July 2024. If you want to hear about more degenerates losing all their money, click these videos here. Subscribe and thanks for watching.